Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopiyana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopiyana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Excuse me. Gopiyana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopiyana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopiyana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopiyana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrayaka Acharya Stotara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrayaka Acharya Stotara Sata Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20, text 45. And since that one doesn't have any purport, I will read this one by myself and we will go to the next one all together. Sakim naram kim purusham pratyam ye nasriyat prabhu manayam atmanatmanam atmavasan vilokayam. One day, Brahma, the creator of the living entities, beheld his own reflection in the water, and admiring himself, he evolved king Purushas as well as king Naras out of that reflections. Text 46. Te tu touch yagrihu rupam tyaktvam yat paramestina mituni bhuya gayantas tam evosasi karmavihi te tu tasya grihu rupam tyaktvam jad paramestina mituni bhuya gayantas tam evosasi karmavihi te tu tasya grihu rupam tyaktvam jat paramestina mituni bhuya gayantas tam evosasi karmavihi te tu tasya grihu rupam tyaktvam jat paramestina mituni bhuya gayantas tam evosasi karmavihi. Paramestina mituni bhuya gayantas Paramestina Yavayantas Evosasi karmavihi te tu tasya grihu rupam tyaktvam tam paramestina mituni bhuya gayantas tam evosasi karmavihi te tu tasya grihu rupam tyaktvam jat paramestina nibhuya gayantas tam evosasi karmavihi. Vaishnavis, please. te tu tasya grihu rupam Tyaktam Yat Paramestina Mituni Bhuya Gayantas Tangevo Shashikarma Vihi They, the Kinnaras and Kimpurushas. Two, but that Yagrihu took possession of Rupam, that shadowy form, Tyagtam, given up, Jat, which Paramestina, by Brahma, Mituni Bhuya, coming together with their spouses, Gayantaha, praising song, Tam, him, Eva, only, Usasi, at daybreak, Karma Vihi, with his exploits. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Kimpurushas and Kinnaras took possession of that shadowy form left by Brahma. That is why they and their spouses sing his praises by recounting his exploits at every day break. Purport. The time early in the morning, 1.5 hours before sunrise, is called Brahma Muhurta. During this Brahma Muhurta, spiritual activities are recommended. Spiritual activities performed early in the morning have a greater effect than in any other part of the day. Excuse me. Om Jnanatimiram Dasya Jnanam Jnana Shalakaya Shakshurum Militam Ghena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadam Tikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dhinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Taptagam Chana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Brikshavanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vamchakalpataru Vyasha Kripa Sindhupya Evasha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yasyanubhavang Akhilam Shrutisharamekang Adhyatmadipang Atititi Shatam Tamanda Samsarinam Karunayaha Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sunam Upayame Gurum Muninam Te tuta chagrihu rupam tyaktvam jat paramestina mituni bhujagajam tas tang evoshashi karma vihi. The Kimpurushas and Kinnaras took possession of that shadowy form left by Brahma. That is why they and their spouses sing his praises by recounting his exploits at everyday break. So, this is a continuation of the process of Visarga, secondary creation, performed by Lord Brahma under the guidance of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So many things were already created, so many things appear, beginning with ignorance, avidya, then moha, illusion, and then so many demons, yakshas, rakshasas, lusty demons. Some chief demigods were created also. So many other things. Now, this is the turn of Kimpurushas and Kinnaras, that they appear from Brahma's reflection. So this is very interesting because Lord Brahma is the first human being. And the Kimpurushas and Kinnaras, Purusha means man, and Kinnara means human being. And Kim refers to, it's like kind of interrogant. So Kimpurushas and Kinnaras actually means, are they human beings? Are they men? So that's the meaning of these words, because they appear to be like human beings, but they're not human beings actually. But well, they are highly evolved demigods. Yeah, but not exactly like human beings, as their name. Yeah, that's a perfect definition. Thank you, Maharaj. So, so they are supposed to, as almost human being or highly evolved. What was it? Yeah, semi-divine beings. They are supposed to be engaged in glorification of their spiritual master. So that is the beginning of human life. When one accepts a spiritual master, and then they engage in the service. So here it is say that they come together with their spouses and they sing praises in glorification of Lord Brahma at every day break. So as devotees, we're also, or at least living entities in the form of human beings, we're supposed to be engaged in the service of a spiritual master and ultimately in the service of Bhagavan. So that's why in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, everything begins by taking shelter of the spiritual master. Once take shelter of that bona fide spiritual master, and then under his guidance he starts performing spiritual activities. Prabhupada explains in the purport or mentions that by performing spiritual activities in the morning, in the period of Brahma Muhurta, one can have a greater effect. So this doesn't mean that one should do some spiritual activities in the morning and during the rest of the day being hide by hand with Maya. So my spiritual master once said in a class that if we're chanting the holy name 16 rounds, we go to the program, but then we spend the entire day doing so many other useless activities, and then we think, okay, I'm gonna do all this nonsense anyway. At the time of death, I will be dying and hearing some Prabhupada's lecture or whatever, and then I'll go back to Godhead. If someone thinks like that, he's in an illusion, because you cannot cheat Krishna, and we cannot cheat Krishna, and therefore we're supposed to be engaged in the service 24 hours. Satatan kirtayan tomam yadanta shadriraprada. So this is the advice by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita, that 24 hours always nityam bhagavata sevaya, one should be engaged in hearing and chanting and serving the lotus feet of the spiritual master and Krishna on a whole day. So it's very significant that they use in the purport, they didn't use, it's Maitreya who's talking, he doesn't use the word worship, he uses the word gayanta, which means singing. He uses the word gayantas, which means Prabhupada gives a translation, praise in song. So that, and if we see, that's the same thing that Prabhupada has introduced for us. From the very beginning, in our Mangalarti, we just praising, through songs, our spiritual master and different names and qualities and activities of Krishna. So that is the ultimate purpose of human life, to be absorbed, wrapped in a glorification of Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, singing the glories. All inhabitants in higher planet, they all worship the Lord. Jan Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Maruta, Stunvanti Divyastavai, Vedai Sangapadokramo, Panisadai, Gayamti Yam Samaha, Dhyana Vastita Tadgatena Manasa, Pashyamti Yam Yogina, Yasyam Tam Navidu Sura Suragana, Devayata Asmai Namaha. So here it says, Suta Goswami at the end of Bhagavatam, Canto 12, chapter 13, verse number 1. He said that Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, the Maruts, all these people, Stunvanti Divyastavai, they're always praising the Lord with transcendental songs. And Veda, Brahma, Varunenda, Rudra, Maruta, Stunvanti Divyastavai. Veda, sorry, I just forgot the second line. Last night I have a terrible night, so excuse me if I forget a lot of verses because I haven't slept properly. But anyways, the second line, it says that Krishna is being glorified in all the Upanishads, and his glories are seen in all the Samaveda verses. And Dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa pashyamti yam yogina. The real yogis, they see Krishna, they see the Supreme Lord in the form of Paramatma within their heart. The real yogis, not those people who join some. The advanced, that's the real word. Yeah, the advanced yogis, not those who like join some yoga studio, like to see some Mataji in leggings and and post some stories on the internet. I'm doing some pranayam or this or that. No, the advanced yogis, they're wrapped, dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa. They fix their mind on meditation, and after prolonged time, they're able to see that form of the Lord, of four hands form on their heart. And yasyantana vidu sura asuragana devaya tasmai namaha. I bow down to that Lord who cannot be understood neither in the beginning, not in the middle, not in the end by any sura or asura. So any demigod or any demon can't understand the Supreme Lord. So I offer my obeisances unto Him. So prayers is something very powerful, and at least in my realization, very low realization, I have understood that among the ninefold process of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vamdanam, Dasya, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. So among these 9 processes of hearing, chanting, serving the Lord, lotus feet, worshipping the deity, offering prayers, becoming Krishna's servant, becoming his friend, and finally surrendering everything unto his lotus feet. Among those 9, I found that only offering prayers is very suitable for me, because hearing sometimes it can be a little bit challenging. I have seen in my own life that in my own experience that sometimes I can't even pay attention probably to the entire class because of so many things in the mind, or sometimes you may be tired. And also I've seen that, and this is very practical in ISKCON, that whenever Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya begins, so many people become initiated by Nidra Devi. They fall completely asleep. So, and then they wake up when Mahaprasada Govinde. That's a reality that we have to accept, So the process of Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, constantly hearing, is quite difficult. And what to speak of chanting constantly, Kirtaniya Sadahari, that is also challenging. We cannot just chant completely all day throughout the entire day. And then worshiping the deity. I know there are so many devotees who have that rati, have that affection, and they worship the deity with a lot of love. I have a saying, I don't know, Mataji, what's your name? Yes. Maiduri Mataji, she worshipped the deity with so much affection and love. I was saying, I've noticed that. But I myself, I can't do that because I don't have that adhikar, that qualification. And then what to speak of like becoming Krishna's friend or surrendering everything, that is completely unimaginable for me. But I found that offering prayers is a very suitable thing. In fact, in the 6th chapter of Nectar of Devotion, Srila Prabhupada writes that offering prayers to the Supreme Lord, or praising the Lord, is a regulative principle of Bhakti Yoga. It's not something that we might do or not. No, it's a regulative principle. Just like we chant 16 rounds and we follow the 4 regulative principles, and we do so many other things as regulations. So worshiping the Lord, offering prayers to the Lord, that is also a regulative principle. So that we should not stand in front of the Lord at the time of darshan, just looking like fools. I mean, we're fools, but at least we should offer some prayer. And there is a very nice class when Prabhupada said that he's explaining that we should not concoct our own prayers, that we should follow in the footsteps of acharyas, because they are transcendental personalities. They are free from Raya Guna and Tama Guna, even mundane Sattva Guna, and they can offer transcendental prayers. So that we should not concoct, that we should follow and we should repeat those prayers. And because otherwise our prayers are full of, Rayas and Tamas, and we will ask for so many undesirable things, like I want some like lady to enjoy, or give me a couple thousands of dollars, my Lord, or I need a new car because the previous car is not so good, and I am such a great personality in this world, and I need a nice car, and all these different things. We will pray, in front of the Lord, and that's not the purpose of Bhakti Yoga, or at least pure Bhakti Yoga. Of course, in the beginning we may have those prayers, and we should not be afraid of praying to the Lord. Just like, but one should be very humble and accept it. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, when Narasimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu, he became very angry, and then he destroyed and killed so many demons, and the entire universe seemed to be destroyed, and all the demigods were afraid of coming forward. And Lord Brahma say, okay, young man, the Lord has appeared for you, for your sake, so you should go forward and pacify him. And Prahlad Maharaj, the first prayer that offered to the Lord, he says, Brahmadaya suraguna munayota sida sattvaikata nagataya vachasam pravaya naraditum puruguna raduna pivipru kintoshtungar hadisame harirukrayate. He says, oh my Lord, I am a Ugrayati. I was born in the family of demons. How can I offer suitable prayers to you? I was seeing all these demigods. They are Sattvai They are in the mode of Sattvaguna. And they've been offering streams of prayers, and still you're not satisfied. Then how can I satisfy you, since I'm such a low person? But somehow he goes on offering prayers, and in my opinion, and not only my opinion, the opinion of many great devotees, Prahlad prayers are one of the most eloquent prayers in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam. If we study those prayers, and fortunately, Prabhupada has, he spoke a lot on those prayers. If we go to the Vanipedia website, we will find a lot of lectures of Prabhupada, chapter 9 of 7th canto. Unlimited lectures Prabhupada gave him that Prahlad Maharaj prayers. And so that is the way we should follow in the footsteps of King Purushas, King Naras, and other demigods, and beginning from Lord Brahma, and praising the Lord. That is the solution to all the problems. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavya Kirtitavya Smartavya Sheshathavayam. Sukadev Goswami is saying to Maharaj Parikshit, therefore, Parikshit Maharaj, if you want to be free from anxieties in this world, from fear, and then you should hear about the Lord, and you should remember Him, and you should glorify Him. Kirtitavyasya. Kirtitavya means to glorify. So that is the duty of the devotee, the first duty of the devotee. Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grahyang indriyai seva mukhi jivada swayameva spuratyaha. We have got a tongue, and we have to use it. Either we glorify the Lord and take prasada, or we will go to a restaurant and we'll speak a lot of rubbish. But we have to use the tongue, and by not using the tongue, one become a prospect. Properly in the service of the Lord, one become a prospect, a first candidate to go to Yamaloka. And this is in the, I'm not saying this, Jamaraj himself says, there is a verse where he says that, see if I remember. Jivana Bhakti Bhagavan Gunana Madeyam Chetas Chana Smarati Takcharana Ravinda Krishnaya no Namati Yakshira Ekadapi Tam Anayadam Asato Krita Vishnu Krityam. So he said that he is mentioning these people who are a prosper candidate to come. He said, bring them to me, to my abode. Those who jiva na bhakti bhagavan guna nama dheya. Those who never uses their tongues to glorify the qualities and name of the Lord. Bring these people to me. And chetas chana smaratitak charana ravinda. Those people whose heart never remember the Lord even once. Also, bring them to my abode. And Krishnaya no namati yakshira ekadapi. Those who never bow down to me. These people, they will receive proper treatment in Jamapuri. And tan anayadva asato krita Vishnu krityam. Everybody who's engaged in so many material activities without engaging in krita Vishnu krityam, in duties to satisfy Yajna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. All these people bring them to me. So, as he himself says, who's a Mahayana, Jena Gata Sabanta, we should follow in the footsteps of personalities like Yamaraj. And he is saying that the jiva, the tongue, should be utilized in praising the Lord. Otherwise, one can go to hell. And it's very easy nowadays to go to that, to be in that position. We were here in this class the other day, and we were discussing a few days ago in a class that how one can become a ghost, or one can go to hell, and this is very easy. And some people try to do some astrology or Ayurveda or different process instead of taking seriously the process of devotional service. Manchayobhya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate, being completely engaged in that process. But we were listening this lecture from the Garuda Purana, and it was we found something very significant. What was that? That the Brahmana who engages in one who will make his life out of astrology or physician, he goes to hell, according to Garuda Purana. So it's better not to being absorbed in all these materialistic activities, and utilize the human form of life for a glorification of the Lord. And if we see the Srimad Bhagavatam from the very beginning till the end, is filled with prayers. Filled with prayers. There's mainly prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam. If we go through the entire book, the entire scripture, we will find that unlimited prayers are in there, beginning from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Janmadya Syayata Itarata Charte Savinya Swara, like that until Nama Sankirtanam Vishnu, the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, is only glorification of the Lord, glorification of the process of Bhakti Yoga, and glorification of the devotees of the Lord. This is the entire Bhagavatam, full of glorifications and prayers. Sometimes I hear devotees saying that, and this is something that at least myself causes a lot of pain, when I hear devotees saying that, oh, I'm reading the first canto, chapter 8, prayers of Kunti Devi, skip. Chapter 9, prayers of Bhishmadeva, skip. Canto 2 of chapter 4, Sukadeva Goswami praying, skip. Like that. When they see prayers, they skip it. And the reason is that they say that, no, it's the same. No, you're the Supreme Lord, you're all pervading. The Mahat Tattva is an emanation from you, and this and that, and the three gunas, and it's the same, Prabhu. But what kind of nonsense is that? So, these are the realizations of great devotees, Mahayanas. They are giving us those prayers for us to have a realization, because we cannot see Krishna in our conditioned state. And those prayers are also filled with a philosophy. One can understand the entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness by studying and also repeating these prayers. And also we can imbibe the mood of those devotees who are offering the prayers. I remember when I first read Bhagavatam, that section of Gayendra really caught me, because I felt myself in that position. Gayendra is not about some elephant that he got caught up by a crocodile, because so many elephants, if you go to YouTube, we will see so many videos of elephants being attacked by crocodiles. But why is Gajendra glorified in the Srimad Bhagavatam? Because in that terrible condition, he took shelter of the Supreme Lord, and he offered amazing, beautiful prayers. My spiritual master, I once said that His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj says that the prayers of Gajendra are the greatest gift in Srimad Bhagavatam for us conditioned souls, because it represents the pastime of Gajendra, represents the crisis of the spirit of the conditioned soul, the Jiva Bhuta in this material world. The crocodile represents time, Maya, who's showing into our flesh day by day, moment after moment, but we're thinking we're okay. That's our mistake. But that's the difference between an ordinary elephant. I was just watching a video some time ago, and like a little monkey, he got attacked by a snake, and the snake was devouring him, and he was trying to eat some herbs, trying to enjoy still, even though he was in the mouth of the serpent. So in the same way, we are in the mouth of the crocodile called Maya. Since time immemorial, so many Brahmas have come and go, Indras, Chandras, Varunas, and our consciousness still under the clutches of three modes of nature. And we're thinking, oh, it's okay, Prabhu, I'm all right. I went to my house now, and I asked them, I asked my father, how are you doing, Dad? And then he say, I have a back pain, I have this, I have that, economic situation is not so good. He lists so many things, and at the end he say, but beside all of this, I'm okay. You see? I'm sick, I'm, old, I can't even, lift, like a bucket of water or whatever. But besides this, I'm okay. So that's our position, that we're thinking that we're okay. And even though sometimes we realize that painful situations are coming to our lives, we don't take proper shelter of the Supreme Lord. We continue asking the Lord for more material enjoyment. Dhanam Dehi, Rupan Dehi, Yaso Dehi, all these different things. I want a wife, this house is not so comfortable, I want to house him, like, what is that place where millionaires live, like Beverly Hills? Yeah, I want a house over there, and I have like this car and that car. Then my Lord, I'll perform, I'll surrender to you. But this Gayendra didn't ask for any of those things. And in fact, he is glorified by Prahlad Maharaj in his prayers. Prahlad Maharaj says, Manye dhana vijana rupa dabashrutavya tejas pravava balapauru shapud buddhi yoga naradhanaya hivavanti varasya bunsho bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gaya yuta bhaktya. So he said that, and he mentioned different qualities that one may have in the material world, like manye dhana, one may have like a lot of money, or rupa, or beautiful form, or avigyan, being born in a very aristocratic family, or so many other qualities he mentioned, buddhi, intelligence, yoga, bala, strength, etc. But the Supreme Lord, Naradhanaya, Hibavanti Parasya Pumso, he cannot be satisfied by any of those things. Even if you have all of them, or even if you have one, he cannot be satisfied by any of those. Bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gaya yutapaya. He said he can be only satisfied by devotional service, just like Gayendra did it. So he mentioned, you see, Prahlad Maharaj is not mentioned in the Gopis or Srimati Radharani or some other inhabitants of Vrindavan. He is mentioning Gayendra. He was an animal, and he satisfied the Lord with his prayers, and his prayers are so beautiful. I recite them every morning, or at least almost every morning before, as soon as I wake up. And they're filled with not only philosophy, but that mood that we all want to get, of being the bhakti, and that mood of completely surrendering to the Lord. In one of the prayers, he says, it's like my favorite. He says, I forgot the Sanskrit right now, but it's a beautiful prayer where he's like basically saying that I am an animal. Being an animal, I've been falling in this material world, but you're the supreme liberated person. I mean, you are not under the control of the gunas. You are liberated person, and you are Buddhi Karunaya. He uses this word Buddhi Karunaya. Karuna, we all know, means mercy, but Buddhi Karunaya means that you are supremely merciful. And then he says Namo Layaya. Namo Layaya is very interesting. It means that Madrik Prabhamna Vasubhasa Vimokshanaya Muktaya Bhuri Karunaya Namo Layaya. So he said, thank you. He said Namo Layaya, that the Lord is ready to help now. Alayaya means now. It's not that we've been drowning in the ocean and we come in front of the Lord and we ask for help. And then Krishna will say, okay, well, I'll see you being around for, some time. and just wait to the next life and then I'll come. Just keep doing, keep trying. No, Krishna is not like, we are like that, but Krishna is not like that. Gayendra is saying Namo Layaya, he's ready to come. And in fact, in the Narasimha Purana, this pastime is described, and it is said that this is when Gayendra called out to the Lord, that's the only time that the Lord flew faster than Garuda. So as soon as he heard Narayana, the last one, he immediately was there, and he chopped up the mouth of the crocodile, and he saved Gajendra. So this process of prayers is very important, because as I said, we can also please Krishna by making him remember those devotees who offer those prayers, and by doing so, Krishna also remembered that pastime, and he wants to not only remember to his pastime, but he wants to remember to his devotees, and he wants to hear the glories of these devotees. So when we repeat those prayers, even because we cannot compose, at least myself, I cannot compose any prayer, any tangible and normal, common prayer. So, but at least we can repeat those, and by doing so, the Lord is glorified. The process of bhakti is glorified, and the devotees who are offering those prayers are glorified. And Krishna says, I am present in that place where my pure devotees are glorified. What is that verse? That he said that I'm not in Vaikuntha. Aham vasami Vaikuntha yoginam hridaya suva. Yatra gachanti mad bhaktya tatra tishtami Narada. It's from the Padma Purana. He says, my dear Narada, I'm not present in Vaikuntha, neither I'm present in the yogi's heart. I'm present in that place where my pure devotees are glorified. Mad bhakta gachanti. The glories of my devotees are being spoken. So yeah, we should take to this process of praising or trying to praise the Lord, not only at every daybreak, as those who are second initiated, they chant the Gayatri mantra, and they're supposed to remember their spiritual master, but we should remember it all day, Satatan Kirtayantumam. So I will end the class right here. If there is any commentary or something else, please. Maharaj always has so many nice points, that you always have so many nice commentaries to make. Yeah, of course. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, we can speak later, like we do every day. Hare Krishna. Okay. Prabhu. Sachidananda Prabhu.
Thank you for that beautiful glorification with all those beautiful verses. Also, you were mentioning that, and it is in the scriptures, of course, that it is said that one should not concoct your prayers. Following the prayers of the acharyas is like 100% bona fide and genuine. Sometimes there are people who, at the beginning, come and they need some encouragement in some prayers that might be even new bhaktas. So for us, we might see some prayers like Nadanam Nayanam Nasundarin Kavitam Vajagadisa Kamaye. I don't want followers, I don't want wealth, I don't want women, I just want to come birth after birth. I don't mind coming back. Some people might, if you feel it and you really understand that, that's perfect. Because one time I was going to say that prayer, and I thought, is really that's what I want? Because if you're married and you're praying for that, something might happen. Okay, finish. It's not, it's like artificial, right? So there's one prayer actually that can fit to everyone who are in, like say myself, Akamo sarvokamava moksha kama udradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusham param. Either you have desires, you're free from desires, no desires, somehow I just keep praying. But in my case, I would say at my own level, and I still have hopes that someday I can, I get inspired to those elevated prayers there. So I just wanted to say that, but I was really relishing all these different prayers and verses that you were quoting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for your commentary. Anyone else? Maharaj, please.
Thanks for a nice class, Prabhu. Inspiring. I just had jumped away again.
You're like me.
Yeah, I was ready to speak and then it disappeared. Let me see if it'll come back. Yeah. So what should a devotee pray for? What is the best prayer for the devotee? My dear Lord, I'm so dumb, so stupid and ignorant that I don't know what to pray for. But whatever you think is good for me, best for me, greatest for me, give it to me. If it pains me, good. If it pleasures me, good. Whatever you think is best is what I want because you know everything. And that's all. If you have that idea, you're in good shape.
That's a very elevated prayer. Thank you so much. Okay, back to Kevin, bro.
There's this friend. He's like a young bhakta. I mean, he likes devotees, but he's kind of like outside the temple and is finishing school. He always calls me and asks me to pray for him. So in that sense, sometimes I do have to speculate and be like, okay, let me pray for him.
To your friend, yeah, you can do that. I mean, the devotee is supposed to be karunika, suhrita, sarvadehina, should be full of mercy and compassion, and he should be the best friend of all the living entities. So those are qualities of the sadhus and devotees of the Lord. I mean, if we look at our literature, we have many prayers in different levels, and sometimes some acharya pray for not only for him. Actually, there is a prayer when Prahlad Maharaj is not praying for himself. He's praying for all the living entities. And he what is that famous prayer? Ganganatha Prabhu quoted that verse the other day. Naidvoduye paraduradvaya vaitaramya twadvirya gaya namahamrita magnashita so sheta to vimuka sheta sa indriyarta maya sukayam varang udvahato mivudam. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I'm very satisfied, my Lord, with being in this Vaitarani, in this side of the Vaitarani river, because I'm absorbed into Advirya Gayana, Mahamrita. I'm always drinking the Mahamrita, the supreme nectar that emanates from your pastimes, your glorious and heroic pastimes. But then the Lord might say, but why you are still lamenting? Soshe means lamentation. And he said, well, I'm lamenting because all these fools and rascals, ordinary people who are engaged in materialistic activities, only tasting Maya Sukaya, illusory happiness. So he is feeling that pain for all the conditions. So not for himself, because he's completely satisfied. But he feels like, okay, well, these are these people, and I should not only pray for them, but also do something. And we have so many examples. You are also an example that goes out every day, and you speak to so many people, try to give a Prabhupada book. And in order to do so, you have to also pray to the Lord to give you some empowerment. Okay, Lord, please help me to distribute a book to that person, this person, etc. So praying to other conditioned souls for the benefit of other conditioned souls, that's also bona fide. We could do that. I think great acharyas are constantly praying for us, seeing our fallen condition. Am I wrong? Okay.
Our good feeling, our joy, our happiness, our fulfillment has much to do with these great acharyas who are praying for us now.
Jai.
When Prabhupada prayed for us, everyone was blessed and benefited and knew that. We all felt wonderful. That's why we were jumping up and down like grasshoppers.
Okay, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhya Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Thank you. Nice.
Thank you, Mother. Happy